Okay, today we have two stories about people who got caught red-handed and somehow still tried to flip it around. First up, a woman tells a sweet little story about her niece on a first date and accidentally exposes the guy sitting across from her. You won't believe what he admits to. Then, a husband makes a massive life decision behind his wife's back, gets caught, and has the audacity to call her the selfish one. These people are going to make your blood boil. Oh, you're not ready for this one. A woman who knows she doesn't want kids sets a clever little trap on a first date to see if her match would tell her the truth. I went on a date with a guy I met off a dating app. Let's call him Mark. Mark seemed really good on paper, good-looking, tall, good job, great conversation, funny, etc. However, there wasn't anything about kids on his profile. I myself don't want kids. I have also learned, unfortunately, that a lot of guys will lie about this because they think I'll change my mind, or in their brains they think they're just so amazing they'll magically convince me otherwise or some other crap like that. So I never ask guys straight up. During the date, he asked me what I've been up to. I answered that I helped host a birthday party for my niece. I talked about what a cutie she is, how she's so sweet and so perfect, and how I had such a good time with her. All true BTW. Then because I saw the opportunity, I asked him about his view about kids. He said that he loves kids and that he's looking forward to having kids of his own. At the end of the date, let him down very gently that I didn't want a second date because we're incompatible. He asked why. I told him the truth. He says he wants kids. I don't. He then told me he was lying. He doesn't actually really want kids. He's ambivalent and could go either way. I don't believe him. And even if that was true, that would mean he was lying to me before, which is a red flag anyway. So still not going to work out. He says I was the one showing red flags first. I was putting pressure on him to answer in a certain way, otherwise he wouldn't get a second date. That by purposefully telling that story and then asking him about kids, I was forcing him to answer a certain way and misleading him into believing that I want kids. He thinks I tricked him into giving the wrong answer. I don't think there's a wrong or a right answer, and I think it's concerning he thinks there is. I do admit I may have misled him, but I think that's on him for making assumptions. I never did say I wanted kids, only that I adore my niece, and that's entirely true. I do also admit I do this on purpose, because I don't want guys to give me an answer they think I want. Am I the asshole for misleading a guy into thinking I want kids when I don't? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "We didn't mislead him into thinking you want kids. You can be an anti or bonus adult in kids' life and really like children, but not want children of your own." Another commenter said, "You said it yourself, pressure on him to answer a certain way, otherwise he wouldn't get a second date. Bro, if you just answered honestly, you'd have got that second date. He lied on date one," Nuff said. "She didn't trick anyone. She handed him the easiest question on the planet, and he chose to lie. The only thing she's guilty of is finding out who he really was before wasting another minute on him. Dodging that bullet on date one, that's a win, not the asshole." If you're enjoying these stories so far, remember to leave a like and subscribe for more. A wife discovers her husband accepted a life-changing job behind her back. And it's not the first time he's pulled this. My husband and I have very different personalities. He's impulsive and a dreamer, while I'm the practical one who manages our household/financial logistics. A few years ago, after his dad died, he wanted to buy a third fun car. I told him we couldn't afford it, but he went behind my back, took out a personal loan, and bought it anyway. It was a huge breach of trust and was devastating for me. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, he tells me he's considering a management position that he's always said he didn't want, and that would keep him at work far more than he already is. I share my concerns since he is a workaholic, and the amount he works has already been a point of contention for us. I told him I was worried he would accept the role without us discussing it more in depth, and he assured me he understood my concerns and wouldn't do that. Lo and behold, he accepted the role and has been in it for a couple weeks, which I found out accidentally when someone texted him congratulations. When I confronted him about it, he initially lied to me, and his reasoning for not telling me is because he knew I'd talk him out of it. His family, friends, coworkers, and even people at other branches knew, and I didn't. I'm hurt because this is the second major life decision he's made behind my back after promising he wouldn't. He lied to me and kept this hidden from me while telling everyone else. He says I'm being selfish, and if the roles were reversed, I didn't tell him about taking the job. He'd actually feel bad that I felt like I had to hide it. Am I the asshole here? Let's see what the comments have to say. This person commented, "Making major life decisions should be a discussion. He doesn't trust you, and he's shown that you can't trust him. Is this really what you want from life? He's lied to you twice that you know of, and he doesn't respect your opinions at all." Another commenter said, "I don't even think it that he doesn't trust Op. I think he believes that he is OP locked down, and he can do whatever he wants and Op will just accept it and make it work. Twice now he's promised honesty, and twice he's gone behind her back. And the part that should terrify him is that everyone in his life knew before his own wife did. Calling her selfish for being lied to? That's not a partner. That's a roommate who wants applause. She's got every right to be furious. Not the asshole. What would you have done in this situation? Let me know in the comments. So what's the verdict, jury? Was the dating trap fair game? Or did she cross a line? And how many times does a husband get to forget to mention life-changing decisions before it's officially over? Drop your verdicts in the comments. I read every single one, and the best takes might just make it into a future video. I've got plenty more rage-inducing stories where these came from, so stick around, because the next one is a doozy.